Hi everybody, I'm Justin from Main Man Bassing. In this video, I'm going to unbox and review the Team Lite Spool LFS bait casting reel. If you're new to the channel, I do product reviews, fishing adventures, and how-to videos that all revolve around bass fishing in the Northeast. If you're into fishing, I'd love to have you as a sub, so hit that subscribe button. Also, at any point in the video you'd like to own this reel right now, there'll be Amazon links in the description box. You can click the link and take it from there. I love Lew's. This is the third model I own. I have their Classic Pro, which is an entry-level bait caster. I have the Spool LFS, which is closer to a mid-tier model. Now I own the Team Lite, which I think is their entry-level grade model. I'm not sure about that, but either way, there's some great specs on this. So let's get on with the unboxing, right? You have your box. The box color scheme matches the reel. You have silver with the gold inlays. There's specs all over it. When you open it, you will get Lew's Speed Lube. You get a maintenance guide, which is pretty sweet, right? Like, I'm going to use this for maintaining all my other reels. I'm excited about that. And then you get your reel. You get a silver reel with some gold inlays, very aesthetically pleasing, very smooth, very quiet, low profile reel. And like I said, I'm very excited to share this review with you, and I cannot wait to get this on the water. We'll start with the gear ratio. There's two versions of this model. There's a left-handed and a right-handed. The left-handed version has a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio, and the right-handed version, which this is a 6.8 to 1. And that 6.8 to 1 is going to bring in 28 inches of line per revolution. So it's a bit fast. It's almost 2.5 feet per handle turn. I'm hoping I can get away with some cranking, but I won't know until I get it on the water. I'm sure it'll be, whether I can crank or not, like whether that's an optimal presentation for this reel or not, it doesn't matter. Whatever it's good for, it'll be a great experience. But I do think there's going to be some versatility in this bait at 6.8 to 1. Your frame, it is a one-piece aluminum with carbon C45 side plates. Some people may say that's a knock, but it's getting harder and harder to find a reel with metal side plates. And what this reel does is sacrifice some of that metal for a rugged, lightweight side plate that decreases the overall weight. It comes in at 5.7 ounces, so it's just a joy to have in your hands. Won't be taxing on your wrists at all. Your spool is a double anodized duraluminum 34 millimeter drilled spool. Double anodized means it has anti-corrosion resistant agents on it, and duraluminum is a mix of alloys. It's got aluminum, copper, magnesium, zinc, a little bit of iron. So you get a rugged, drilled, light spool that won't corrode on you, and it spins forever in free spool. And it's just amazing to watch. Your line guide is a titanium coated zirconia line guide, and it's your traditional size and shape. And there's a lot of talk about the Daiwa T-wing system being superior to casting for the line guide. I don't know if that's true. I don't really think it is. I've cast some mid-level Daiwa reels with the T-wing system, and I don't really notice a big difference. And I can tell you that with the two other Lew's bait casting reels that I have, once you dial in everything and you get the right setup, the casts just are bombs. They just go on forever. And so this line guide is going to perform really well. You don't have anything to worry about. We'll go on to the brakes. Oh no, the spool, right? So it's like your typical size spool. At 12-pound mono, it holds 120 yards, and at 50-pound braid, it holds 120 yards as well. So it's your typical size spool. I know with my LFS, I would crank a lot on it, and you do kind of, at 120 yards cranking, and that's what I was kind of talking about earlier, you kind of, because with cranking, you chews up your line a lot, so you're constantly retying your line. So you do go through that kind of fast. You kind of get down on the level of your line a bit. But, you know, I think 120 yards is pretty typical these days. So let me show you how to get in. It's pretty easy. There's a pin, you twist up and it's off. It's pretty effortless. It's really nice. Although this is the one knock I have on spools, loose spools, is that this side plate detaches, and I know it's just a matter of time before my clumsy fingers drop it into the lake, but to get it back on, you just snap it in place. It's really actually pretty nice. Move on to the brakes. You have they're externally adjustable. You have your dial right here. Apparently there's 27 different gear positions or brake positions with this dial. And they have, this is the 6-pin ACB braking system. That's the externally adjustable centrifugal braking system. And I want to read what they have off their website. It says the 6-pin version contains 4 spring-loaded brakes and 2 free-floating brakes. The spring-loaded brakes control the speed of the spool at the beginning of the cast. When the spool slows down, the springs will pull the brakes back in, which helps you get a longer cast. The free-floating brakes have no springs on them, so they are in constant contact while the spool is spinning. The ACB systems give you more control over your cast, perfectly aligning braking power to conditions. With this system, you will maximize casting distance with all lures and exert superior casting control over light lures. And I think that's huge, and I'm glad they're making an attempt to market that, and I hope it holds true to the model. Because what I found with lower end bait casters is that their brakes, I don't want to say they're garbage and they don't work, but they're not very versatile. So let's say you have a low end reel, low end bait caster, right? And you have 12-pound fluoro and you're throwing 5/8 ounce lure, right? And let's say it's doing really well, performing really well. You can chuck it out there, brakes hold up, nice long cast, right? And then let's say you switch lures and you go to a 1/4 ounce. So it's a lighter lure. What happens on a lot of these lower end bait casters is that the brakes can't handle it. It's like they don't work. The spool doesn't slow down, so the line won't exit the reel fast enough, and you get backlashes. And the only way to fix that and the only way to compensate is to tighten the line, the tension knob, right? But then that's going to restrict your casting distance, and it's terrible, right? But as you go up in quality, that issue goes away. Certainly in the case with Luz with their Spool LFS, it's a very versatile, and I expect that to happen with this reel. And what that means is with like 12-pound fluoro, I can throw 5/8 ounce, get a great cast out of it, and then I can switch it up to the 1/4 ounce lure and get a great cast out of it as well. And what that does is provides versatility, and it provides you with more options, more presentations on the water, right? So I'm excited about that. I really cannot wait to get out there. I was really impressed with the Spool LFS with the casting and the brakes, so I can't wait to see what this can do. I am very excited about this. All right, their handle is 85mm bowed. It is not metal, it's carbon fiber. Sorry. It's just, metal's getting harder and harder to find on reels these days. But your knobs are going to be cork, and I have used cork. I've used a Luz reel with cork handles, and I can tell you it's really nice. And these, the edges are really, it seems like they're polished off and they're really smooth. So they're not going to dig into you and cut you like some other brands. The Dragstar, I don't know what material it is. I don't think it's metal. I think it's carbon, right? I'm not sure, I'm not 100%, but it is audible, right? Which is, I think, just a great feature. I don't really know if it makes a difference, but it just seems to, when I hook into a big bass, sort of just seems like it gives me more control, more alert, more present with the audible sound. I don't know. Lets me know where I'm at faster, I guess. That's what I think anyways. And your tension knob, same thing, it's plastic, but it is audible, and I think that's a really great feature. When you're trying to fine tune your cast and dial your settings in. It just makes things more efficient. I think it's a really great feature. And on the rim, which I actually think is alloy, but on the rim of the tension knob is a line guide, so you can mark what type of line you have and what test it is, which I think is great. One, if you have multiple units of this on your deck, but also if you just go a while without using it, you might forget what size line you have, or even what type of line it is, especially if it's fluorocarbon or monofilament. And the drag system is carbon fiber and has a 20-pound max drag. That's all you're going to need for bass fishing. And that concludes the review. I made it through the video without messing up too bad. I'm excited about that. I hope it helped. I hope it gave you a good perspective. If you're new to the channel, I'd love to have you subscribe if you want to own one of these, which I haven't used it, but I love the other Lew's baitcasters that I have. So anyways, there'll be an Amazon link in the description box. I love Lew's. I think the quality and the price is just great, right? Like I think their price matches their quality. And that's what I think is really great about Lew's, and you just get a really good performing product. Everything I've had from Lew's, great. So anyways, I hope you have a very safe, productive 2021 bass fishing season, and I hope you catch a real big bass soon. Thanks.